What's going on, everyone? Ben Rego, joined, unfortunately, sometimes by Daniel Woods. Keys to the Rock, episode 3. Thank you for joining us today. Daniel, we are at a new fantastic location, but first...
Great property.
Great.
Sure.
Before we talk about that, thank you so very much to HSBC and Stephen.
No, for sure. Stephen came through and he dropped a lot of banking knowledge for the property, buying a property process. And, we're grateful. He was our first guest. And we
knowledge that you can bank on.
He's got them all today, but no, you're funny. He was a great guest, and he definitely just educated everyone on the banking process when it comes to purchasing real estate. So very grateful for that. Thanks to Stephen, thanks to HSBC, and today we guys actually have a great guest himself.
And very excited. I've been excited for this episode for quite some time.
I know, because it's one of those things, right? So today we have Cam Smith from Greenlight Energy, and what he's going to be doing is basically giving us the rundown on everything to do with the sustainable solar panels, and he's going to be filling us in on how they benefit, and just giving us the basics, ins and outs about them. And it's one of those things where when I go and visit properties for doing appraisals and whatnot, it's one of those things where we're looking and we're like, oh, okay, and you talk to different people and you get the feedback from the client. So it's going to be interesting to hear sort of the other standpoint from Cameron's side. So I'm really excited for that.
And there's so many misconceptions about solar and green energy, like what is green living, but this is a massive movement worldwide. Mm-hmm. But also I think that they don't just do solar. I think they have other products and things, so we're going to chat to him about that.
No,
and also there's misconceptions about the cost of everything. So cost is massive in making this kind of investment, so I do think that they have some interesting ways of dealing with that to make it more feasible and long-term thing for everyone.
No, for sure. And I've realized we shouted out Steven, but we did something the other day which was pretty exciting and unique for us. I mean,
we did.
So
when we went to lunch?
Yeah. That's not exciting,
No.
nor is it unique.
No.
But no, we was on the Daily Hour the other day, and Jamel and the team over there, they got a great thing going, man. Every morning, 8 a.m. Bermuda time. I'm not that great with time, so I'm guessing 7 a.m. Eastern.
You're a global guy. You're always changing time zones, but
yeah.
But honestly, what they're doing over there, I mean, I must say, shout out to them, to Jacqueline as well. They are absolutely inspiration to us in many different ways.
No,
but,
100%.
Tune into their show. They have so many interesting guests, and we're just honored to have been asked to be on there.
No, it was great, and it was fantastic. So, I'm excited for that. But yeah, let's get into it right now, I guess.
Sure. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
About time.
So, I mean, we've only been a month since last time, so... Yeah. Has activity? What's your pulse on the market right now? If you was going to give me a realtor's pulse, what would you say?
I mean, that's funny that you said that's in my. That's what I call that newsletter.
I took it from the newsletter. Why are you you didn't have to mention it?
Yeah. But no, I mean, honestly, guys, much the same. Copy paste from last month. The market is crazy. Daniel, I've seen you and your team at some other properties and things like that carrying out appraisals. So, there's no inventory seller's market, landlord's market, and these bidding wars are definitely continuing. Places are going at or over asking price, and there's a lot of strategies and things that people have to really be mindful of. And I think that Stephen's discussion last month will hopefully help some people to get their financing. They'll probably
just make it a little bit busier. I would say, people don't have that knowledge. They're taking away what we said from last episode, and now they're going to transfer that, and you're going to get more calls, right? Yeah. Probably.
Well, hopefully he does, and hopefully we all do. But certainly
the economy is, and keeps everyone rolling.
And appreciate all the people reaching out with various comments and feedback as well.
We've got a lot of good feedback. from last episode. So. All right, Ben. So, tell me, I've got pre-approved. Mm-hmm. I like this house, this property. I like it.
Because of the solar.
Because of the solar.
Yeah. Only.
So I want to buy this property. Talk me through the steps of how I go through that process of buying this property.
Yeah, so you've been pre-approved, and then obviously the parameters for what kind of price points the lending institution will support you at. So you kind of then narrow in your focus. I would say previously, it's still good to kind of give a buffer in case there's some flexibility on offers. But really right now, everything is kind of going, if you're pre-approved for $1 million, let's say, 500,000, whatever, it's those properties now in this frenzy of a market are kind of going for that or over. Okay. But this property in particular, which is a really, really exciting property, was the second property that I sold after I moved back to Bermuda.
Oh, that's interesting.
So as you know, I've worked in Boston for about 4 years and then been back here for 5 or 6 or something like that. But they've completely transformed it and added solar and renovated it. And
looks great.
It's exciting. Obviously, we're keen to talk to Cam about everything that they've done for here. But once you've been pre-approved, then the point that you actually make an offer, once that offer is accepted, you then go into your sales and purchase agreement. So that's the sales contract. And depending on the company, sometimes the lawyers will draft that up. Our company will actually draft it up, which saves some billable hours, and we get it done that day. It's out to the lawyers. The buyer and seller, you'll both have your own lawyer. You actually can use the same real estate attorney if you're because everyone's working towards the same goal. It's not like one against the other sort of thing.
People are trying to make it happen.
Yeah, the buyer wants to buy, the seller wants to sell at that agreed price at those terms. So let's
make it work.
Let's make it work. It's a marriage. But anyway, so anyway, you have that contract. Sometimes it can be a day until it's signed. That has happened.
Yeah.
Often it's weeks, sometimes months.
Yeah, chasing people down and
following up.
So many moving parts. It's
conditions and delays with certain, surveyors and things like that. But anyway, you eventually get there. Surveyors. Well, in this market, I must say though, you guys are so busy.
Yeah. Busy.
The structural surveyors, if that's a condition, they're incredibly busy. So you try to book, boundary surveyors, they're so busy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're 3 weeks out even from having that sorted. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and with those conditions, in a contract, in your SPA, you will have deadlines on them, right? Yeah. So you'll put, maybe 15 business days or something like that. It is very important to try to stick to those deadlines. If the condition was only satisfied, or if you're only able to get the appraisal done after that deadline, let's say, you can still proceed with the sale. You just have to have the the understanding and the acceptance of that from the seller. Some things are out of our control as buyers. So things do get overrun at times. But as long as everyone's okay with that, they're still keen to proceed. But it is a way that the deal can be null and void. So once all of that's done, of course, when you've signed it as well, you have to pay your 10% deposit. That's usually held in escrow by either the seller's attorney or our company, since we draft up the SPA, often will hold that until closing as well.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, that's exciting stuff.
Yeah. And that's half of the process, right?
That's the thing, right? There's so much, many layers to it, right?
We've got, we're trying to do this once a month, right? So
we'll have someone, we'll bring on a property lawyer, or we'll bring on a bunch
absolutely.
Of maybe even different real estate agents and stuff like that.
Sure.
And we can really chit chat on it.
But Daniel, I think, something very exciting, and certainly want to congratulate you on is you're making some big moves and some future steps. I don't really know too much about it, but
mystery.
But anyway, congratulations on what I think is going to be an exciting transition for you as well.
Much appreciated, man. It means a lot coming from you, my guy.
Yeah.
So give thanks.
Sure. Give thanks.
All right. So, well, we're gonna have Cam on in a few. So, but I think there was something that I just wanted to point out because it was one of the questions that I sort of get a lot. Is how do I get involved in real estate? Right? Like I'm sure you get it a lot. Like,
Sure.
Hey Ben, I see your Instagram stories. You're doing great. Like, how do I get involved in real estate? I meet so many people, or tick a lot of the boxes. And so, what I'll say to people, what I usually say to people is, there's two different ways of going about it. Right? One, you want to get talking to people involved in real estate so you can sort of get a pulse for it, get an idea of exactly, how the industry works.
Yeah.
See if you think it's going to be a right fit for you.
Yep.
Talk around, shop yourself around, get the culture from a few different companies or whatnot. Then what you want to do is, if you do want to take it further from an agency side, or you might have seen other industries, whether it be surveying or whether it be property lawyer or whatever the case may be. There's
and
a lot
this
of
show,
different
we're shedding light on all the different relatable industries too.
all the different branches that take place within the real estate industries.
Sometimes you can get an injury there.
Sometimes you can get an injury, but if you want to go on the agency side, you have to get a real estate license.
Yep.
Bermuda College.
You have to be Bermudian.
Have to be Bermudian.
Or a belonger, a BOTC.
Yes.
Which is like a souped up PRC. That can't, but you can't vote. But anyway, so belonger is a new, term with immigration that people probably know over the last few years.
Yeah, no, for sure. You have to be over 18.
18.
Over 18. I don't believe you're allowed to have a criminal background. I think might be one of the ones. Not entirely sure about that. But go up to the college, have a conversation with them. You can either just sign up for the exam and go and get the book from Office of Registrar and study yourself and get yourself together and take the exam. That's what I did. Yep. I'm not sure how you did.
Same, yeah.
No, you didn't do.
I got the textbook, and when I was working in Boston, I was just studying from there. And I probably might have told you a story. I flew down secretly and stayed in a hotel and took it because I didn't want my father knowing if I didn't pass. Then I left the next day. And
you passed it on the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I didn't.
But honestly, the terms
it's
I know a lot of people who've taken it like 4 times.
Yeah.
But no, and then back when I took it, I was 21 or something like that, and they actually mailed you the results. So I was back in Boston. I got that, and then came down for Christmas and announced it, which is cool. But
he was like,
well,
I'm licensed in Bermuda.
I didn't want,
No,
he would wrench me if I didn't. But no, but to your point, Daniel, is you can take it now that it's electronic. It's on. I think it's like it used to be a Scantron. Now it's on the computer, and you don't. I don't think it's just every quarter. I think
I think it's every month except probably December.
Is it monthly?
And it's towards the end of the month, but you want to book well in advance. And then they also offer a course too at the college. Too.
Yes.
So just something I want to put out there because I know I get.
Do you know if do you have to pay for that, the course?
They're more than likely.
Yeah.
No such thing as a free lunch.
Yeah, true. But yeah, no, I mean, very, very often I love having a coffee meeting, so I'm often at Brew. Shout out to Brew. And no, but I've monthly probably meet with people in other industries and stuff, and it's very important in real estate to not get too high nor too low. I mean, nothing's ever promised. The moment a deal closes, you don't have any income that next day. And you have eat what you kill sort of mentality, and to really just be self-motivated. And it does consume your life.
It's not a walk in the park. It's something that you gotta really you gotta dig deep, and we could go on to that, but what we will do probably have an episode where we bring on some fresh faces in real estate. Sure. And just shoot it with them and just talk it out.
Absolutely.
But I guess right now it'd be a perfect time to let's
get Cam on. So Cam, come join us, and we'll be back with you shortly with Cam.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are now joined by Cam Smith. Cam from Greenlight Energy. Cam with a C. Cam, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
No problem. So, Cam, tell us a little bit about what is Greenlight. What's your guys' philosophy, and what have you guys been doing lately? How long have you been around?
Sure. So we were actually founded in 2019. What we are is a solar and energy storage company. Mm-hmm. So what we do that's kind of our hallmark thing that's a little different than the other companies is we do the no upfront cost installations. Okay. So that is, you can have solar panels installed at your house for absolutely no cost.
Really?
And then you pay us back over time, and we we charge at a 30% discount to the grid.
Wow.
Okay, so it's quite feasible, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's never been more accessible than it is in this very moment.
Okay.
Because honestly, like, properties, everyone's talking about solar, even myself considering solar for my house one day.
Yep,
and, it's always been a thing that I've even punted down the road because everyone's like, oh,
It
you
feels
got
out of
solar,
reach.
it's $20,000-$30,000 or whatever, and it's almost would take forever to pay it back. So
Right.
Can you go into more maybe about the whole payment plan?
Sure. So that's interesting that you bring that up. So a lot of people have kind of the idea of buying solar panels at some point.
Yeah.
So what we do, which I think is really cool, is that even after we put the solar panels on your roof for free, you can buy us out at any time. So it's this very similar to how you can go ahead and buy a used car or buy something else for a cheaper value. So you let the depreciation get there.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the same thing with our solar panels.
Wow.
So every 3 years we knock off 10% if you want to go ahead and buy the system.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. And so, how do solar panels drastically reduce, say, your Belco bill? Like, because that's where they come into.
Do you have
right?
beef
Like,
at Belco? Is this like a thing?
No. The people at Belco are great. This is a huge misconception. Everyone at Belco has been absolutely the most supportive.
And is it
wonderful.
a collaborative thing? I mean, are they in support of what you guys? I mean, solar in general, yeah. So talk
they
about
are.
that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone, I can name people, but everyone there has been absolutely supportive.
Yeah.
On
great.
Saturdays via email, I'll get a call within 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
Like, it's been great.
Yeah.
And Daniel, you had asked about how do solar panels work? So you want them on your roof. Everyone's heard that they reduce your energy spend, but how exactly do they do that?
Yeah.
So during the day, what happens, the sun comes up, produces energy, and generally it's bouncing off the grass, not really doing much for you.
Yeah.
So when you put the solar panels on your roof, the energy is then fed through an inverter into your house. And instead of you getting the energy from the grid, read Belco, you would get the energy straight from the top of your roof.
Okay.
Which actually makes a lot of sense. So we're still using the same kind of grid as was used in the 1800s, which doesn't make much sense. We produce all our energy way in Hamilton, and then we have power lines going everywhere trying to get it to the houses.
Yeah.
With solar panels on your roof, you actually produce the energy right where you use it, which makes far more sense.
It's just cut out the
Yeah.
middleman.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly,
like vibe.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then building on that actually is the kind of introduction of energy storage systems. So we use the Tesla Powerwall, which will store all the energy that is being
that's what you were
produced.
showing us earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
And just a quick interjection there. So the property that we're at now was obviously you guys have done the solar here, which you can see on the roof, and but this was the first one to have the Powerwall from Tesla. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is actually. It is.
So what is that?
What is the Tesla Powerwall? Great question.
Is there a Tesla car?
Yeah, not at this house. Not at this house. One day we'll bring it to the market.
Elon, you have Elon
Musk.
Yeah. He's our mate. We actually pre-ordered the Cybertruck. So coming
When are we going to Mars?
Yeah, that's the question. I wish I had the answer for you. So what the Powerwalls are, it's an energy storage system. So if you can imagine the energy usage of your house, during the day, say high noon when there's the most sun, no one's home, no one's using energy, no one's washing clothes, no one has the dishwasher running, right?
Yeah.
So which is kind of an issue for the solar industry, which is producing the most energy during the middle of the day when no one's there.
Yeah.
So what the power walls do is allow you to store that energy. So when you're getting that huge kind of production in the middle of the day, you just store it downstairs in your basement, like the
So
power walls.
you're filling up a gas tank and then come back to it and use it as you need
Exactly.
to. And so does that even come in handy, say, I guess this is a offhand question, but like, say a hurricane or people lose power.
Yeah.
Can you tap into, I'm sure that's probably an option, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
So that's actually a great point. So when you have a hurricane and you just have solar panels without energy storage systems, the solar panels actually go down, so you will still lose power.
Oh, okay.
So if you have the Tesla batteries, however, you will not black out again.
Okay.
So do generators, do they run on solar? Is that possible? And just in your thoughts, Daniel, on hurricanes and things like that?
So no, generators do not run on solar
Yet.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
That's the next
Elon's
thing.
working on it, right?
Okay, I'm sure he is.
He's working on it. But there are distinct advantages to having a Tesla Powerwall over having a generator. One is that there's no moving parts, right? So Bermuda has a very corrosive environment.
Yeah.
So with moving parts, it's just prone to failure. There's just so many points of failure in a generator.
Yeah.
So that's
Especially
one of the huge.
like with the salt spray and everything like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like, it's just like you're setting yourself up.
Right. On a house like this, you had a generator. It's going to last 10 years, you know, and you're going to use it 3 times. It's just not.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
Good point. Good
The
point.
thing is, with this house, of course, we're on the South Shore, beachfront. Obviously, we're elevated from the beach, but absolutely in a storm, you're going to get a lot of salt spray.
Yeah.
But I have heard that certainly you want to be south-facing to have the best solar panels. So it's almost counterintuitive. You know, that's the best place to be, but also where you're going to have the most corrosion as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, luckily, our solar panels have the highest salt corrosion resistance that you can actually get.
Okay.
The bolts and everything that we use that's on the roof there is marine grade stainless steel. So that's 316 grade stainless steel. You could put it in the Dead Sea and it wouldn't rust.
And it's very and sturdy. Like, so, like, you know, I mean, how many of these come off during hurricanes? Or is
We're
that
talking
like something-
Fabian.
Yeah, we're at 0. No solar panel has ever came off in a hurricane. We have one of our clients who their roof came off, the slate came off in the hurricane, and the solar panel stayed on. So they are part of the roof.
So if it does come off in a storm or any other sort of damage, do you guys replace them, or what's the situation with that?
Or,
So we ask that all our clients have the solar panels insured. I think that's just kind of good practice. Anything sub $5,000 of damage, we actually come in and fix if you're on our no upfront cost.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys got a pretty great package from the sounds of it. And it seems like it's like, I mean, there isn't barriers to entry. Like, 'cause when I go around to people's properties and stuff like that, you always see solar panels and you're like, you know, like we've always just looked at it as like, it's something to consider, but it's just like that cost and stuff like that.
But also the feeling and the perception of solar panels. We were talking about this off camera earlier, that I find that there's so many people who actually don't like the look. However, I love the look. If I see, whether it's a house for sale or even just a house in general, if I drive by and I see that there's solar panels, to me, automatically I think that house might be renovated. That house cares about the environment, cares about their own electricity bills and everything like that. And it actually severely impacts the value, I think, and just the longevity of the asset.
Really?
You know,
Okay.
big time. I mean, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a big, you know, there's a few different companies similar to you guys, and but it's only been over the last handful of years.
Yeah,
so the
5 to 10,
technology is changing so much, but it's becoming cool. I think for old generations. I think our generation certainly understands it.
On. Well, I mean, and people see the cost of living in Bermuda generally, right? So I mean, that's where our first question was. It's like about the feasibility of it. Cost of living in Bermuda is expensive, right? I mean, the Belco bill for
that's our biggest bill, probably.
Yeah, any property.
Over your phone bill, everything.
So if you can get that down to, whereas, I mean, there's ways, from my understanding, there's ways where people are basically essentially get paid.
Yeah.
You know?
Selling it back.
Yeah, they're selling it back to Belco, right? With the power that they're supplying.
Sure. So building on that, if you were to buy a solar system from us outright, any energy and you didn't have a Tesla Powerwall, any energy that you don't use but that is produced by the solar panel, it's sold back to Belco at a pretty good rate of 22 cents, 22.65 cents.
Are you sure it's 22.65 or 22?
I heard it was 6.4.
It's 22.65.
Okay. All right.
Fact check.
Ali,
fact check. Ali's going to fact
us,
check that. Okay, so that's great.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess my next question, because Ben says he finds him attractive. Me and Ben have different tastes. You see how we're dressed.
Well, building on what Ben was saying, though, it does stand for something now. When you go to a nice house like this right on South Shore.
It says green. Like,
it says you stand for something. And my business partner, Kenny, always says that. He's like, when you see solar panels, what you're saying to the people who see your house is that you stand for something and you care about something bigger than yourself. And I think that's absolutely true.
Woo! Kenny. Respect to Kenny. Respect to Kenny.
That's a good point.
And your other partners, though, because you guys, to my knowledge, all of you are under 30. And, you know, it's 5. I think, as you said, you might have 9 of you at the company now. But the founders, I know your brother Chris is involved as well. And for young Bermudians to be that entrepreneurial and to be so successful, you know, so quickly is amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It doesn't feel like it's been quick. It's been lots of late nights and early mornings and weekends in the office.
That's the side that they don't see. Everyone thinks it's just one Instagram post with a Lauren, giveaway, but it's a lot more to it than that.
There were lots of posts that didn't go viral.
You know what I mean?
That was amazing, the Lauren giveaway thing, but I know that there was a lot of controversy with that. But what I will say, which was awesome, and everyone should check this out if they haven't seen it, is your commercial. Obviously, your brother's in it. That was like top class.
haven't seen that.
Oh,
No,
mate,
I
you
gotta
got to
check
see it right after this.
Oh, yeah.
Marketing gurus.
Marketing gurus.
I don't know about all that. We just wanted to have fun. Like, we're all
was-
just having
Yeah,
fun.
for sure.
And that's solar should be fun.
Yeah.
No, fantastic. And just a couple more questions I have is, obviously the technology, it's fairly new and it's ever changing. I'm sure every year there's new stuff and features and ways that these solar panels are being more efficient. So what's the deal with that? If I get solar panels for this, which might be 3,500 square feet house or something like that, their Belco bill might be next to zero. But what about in 3, 4, 5 years? What's going to be the latest and greatest? Do you switch them out?
You can, but you won't. Do you really need the latest and greatest solar panel on your roof? If your Belco bill is zero
doing the job,
and
yeah.
you're carbon
Yeah.
neutral and you're not emitting any carbon, any fossil fuel, you're not using any fossil fuels to emit any.
Because I guess with them
No,
getting
for sure.
better, would they almost just become smaller? Like, how can they improve?
You can pack the potential for more energy production into a smaller square footage.
It'd be like
But-
cell phones.
Yeah.
Start out like this, and then
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they could get smaller, but they've stayed the same size for 10, 15 years.
Well, yeah.
I think the question
they need
is
the mass, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
instead of them physically getting smaller, what's happening is you're getting more production per square foot.
Yeah.
So for instance, 10 years ago, you would have got only 200 watts per solar panel, which is roughly the same size, about 18 square feet, and now you've doubled that, so you get 400 now.
Okay.
The trend is slowly decreasing. So the past 15 years have been absolutely insane for the progression and the technology. Whereas now it's kind of leveling off a bit, and we're kind of getting to what we think is the theoretical max, or we're approaching it slowly.
Wonderful.
Interesting.
Yeah. So all that to say, now's a pretty good time. If you're interested,
Yeah.
now's a good time to get involved.
Buy solar panels
Yeah.
now, yesterday. All right.
Now.
Cut
this.
we're not cutting this. No, we're flowing, man. We're flowing.
That's
We're
good,
not
yeah.
cutting that at all. So my other question would be, obviously, the name of the company is Greenlight.
Yeah.
So what are other green ways which someone could, enhance their property? And this is just off the cuff.
Or reduce
obviously.
their
reduce their
bill.
Belco
Yeah,
bill,
yeah.
or other ways that putting your sustainability hat on.
Yeah, sure.
What might be some other avenues that people could sort of.
So the most simple thing you can do, and it's honestly as easy as changing a light bulb, is change your light bulbs. So
Okay.
literally changing to LED light bulbs will save you so much energy over the course of the month. You will notice an impact on your Belco bill.
Really?
Installing a timer on your hot water heater, that will drastically cut down your bill. You will notice these changes.
Really?
If you don't have a full sink of dishes, don't run the dishwasher. Wait a second, it's simple things. It's common sense, right? If you took a step back and you kind of thought critically about your energy usage, you can solve the problem. I think.
No,
yourself.
100%. But I appreciate it, and that's where we're getting this insight from. So I think with that, Ben, do you have any more questions to come to mind?
Nothing else. I mean, kudos to you guys and everything that you're doing. I think this is a massive movement for Bermuda and obviously the world. Gosh, we'll be talking about seeing wind turbines out there maybe one day, but that's a separate conversation.
Yeah, maybe one day. I don't think it's gonna happen soon.
But good for you guys, and really appreciate you being on. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, and reach out to Cam, guys. We'll have his details, and if you have any more questions,
I think this is what we do. Where are his details going to be?
I know sometimes
I think they're going to be like, they're going to be like right here.
Yeah,
shout out Amir. Shout out Amir.
But shout out Amir. but no, fantastic shout out to Greenlight Energy, and cheers to the future with more success for you guys.
Yeah,
cool. Thank you so much.
Last question, actually.
Yeah,
Last question. Sorry, I'm not trying to get the last word, Ben.
Yeah, you are.
Are you? Are you doing another social media contest?
Yeah.
People want to know.
Yeah, we've actually been thinking about what we give away.
Different hotel now. St. Regis is open.
So what we're doing right now is a cool giveaway because everyone wants the Tesla Powerwalls. We've noticed, but they cost something. So what we're doing, anyone who signs up for a solar installation with us, they're getting entered into a draw to win a free Tesla Powerwall that will pay for the installation, we'll pay for everything.
I don't know if that's got the same appeal as I'm trying.
Hey,
I'm trying to have a
forever.
I'm trying to have a staycation. I'm trying to have a staycation. Right?
That's
Maybe,
one night. That's
maybe.
one
All
night.
right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us, Cam.
Cool.
Have a good one, and much appreciated as always, man.
All right.
I
got the last word.
You.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, everyone. So I'd first like to certainly thank Greenlight Energy. So thank you to Cam for joining us, Cam Smith.
Big up Cam and the team.
The whole team there. It's certainly a growing team in what is
for
absolutely
sure.
a growing industry. So, Daniel, I think it's about that time.
Keys. keys to the episode.
To the rock.
No, all right.
Sorry,
all right.
you got me going.
Refill?
with that.
No, I'm joking. All right.
But
keys to the episode.
My
What's your
first
takeaway?
key I would probably have to say is that you don't have to get overwhelmed with what you're going to do to be energy efficient and to reduce your Belco bill and your footprint on the world, right? So it can be everything as small as changing your light bulb. It's LED, becoming more efficient in that sense.
Well said, man.
What about you, Sidekick?
Jeez, sidekick. Wow. My key. He said sidekick. Sorry. That's
What about you, Goose?
All right, Maverick. So solar panels are feasible, all right? There's opportunity within it, and it can really just lower your costs and really help you guys out. So it's not something that should be looked at as like, oh my God, put on a pedestal, for example. And
yeah, it definitely doesn't need to be overwhelming. And, I think right about this time, as we always like to do, a little small business shout out for all the small businesses, the entrepreneurs out there who, we definitely want to support. So who you got on
not
deck?
Not all of the businesses are small.
Not all,
but this week.
Small and mighty. So who do we got this week? This month.
This month. Yeah, weekly episodes. That would be a lot.
Yeah.
But this month we are shouting out the good people over at Hilltop Farms. They have been expanding. They do deliveries of basically all the veggies that you need.
Mm-hmm.
They offer a whole bunch of stuff, and they're good. Hilltop Farms on IG. You won't be disappointed. I think it's Tuesdays at 10 or 11 a.m.
Okay.
They do a drop, and they're
Where are they located?
They're not specific look, so they're like delivery, all delivery based. They used to be located around Barnes Corner, but I think it just works out. They've got the demand, and they give you a veggie box. You can get a $50 box, $35 box, and you get sorted out. It's something I overly subscribe to.
Fantastic.
And, they're great people over there.
Good.
And
definitely want to thank all of our team, our rapidly growing team.
Yeah.
We got Moss, we got Amir, we got Ali, we got Romario. We
squad.
got Dan. We got Ben. And I think that covers everybody.
That's the team. Yeah, that's the team.
But thank you all certainly for another month.
Yeah. June. Let's see what July holds for us.
See what July holds.
As always, thanks for watching. Reach out to us for any real estate needs, and be sure to like, subscribe, or share, or comment. We're here. All right. So thank you for joining us on episode 2 to Keys to the Rock.
Episode 3. See you later.